Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have you ever been slapped with a series of labels by yourself or others that control how you act, think, believe, and live your life? Well, join us in Label Breaker, finding your identity in a world of labels. You will learn what your core labels are, how you can get rid of your unwanted labels, how you can change your labels, and how to create labels that you choose for yourself that will help you live in joy and the success that God has intended for you to live. So come on, let's be label breakers. Hi, guys, and welcome to episode 14 of Label Breaker, Finding Your Identity in a World of Labels. Today we are going to talk about and read Act 8, the Act of Reclassification. It's time to look at your defining words in light of themselves and not in light of how they have been used to describe you in the past. In doing this, you may come to realize that they can actually be a strong positive for you, and they may be labels that you do want to define you. Two of my labels that I have dealt with through this act of reclassification are quiet and resilient. People have often said to me, "What do you think, Crystal? You are always so quiet." Or, "You are a quiet one, aren't you?" It became my unofficial nickname wherever I went. I was labeled as Quiet Crystal, and I hated it. I hated the feeling of weakness and insignificance it gave me every time I heard someone say it. I knew it wasn't a truth about me, because at home and church functions, I was the life of the party. But I allowed the label to infect me. I lost the power of my voice, becoming soft-spoken, unsure, and seemingly weak. I despised this quiet label as it was strongly attached to my labels of fear and fat. As I began to deal with these two labels, I came to realize that my quiet label was also being resolved without me consciously working on it. As I went through the process of the 12 acts for myself and came to the 8th act of reclassification, I recognized that the quiet label no longer had to have such a negative connotation for me. When I examined the word quiet in and of itself, it could actually be a positive thing. Quiet, according to Merriam-Webster.com, means calm, gentle, easygoing, and free from dispute or question. As I read those definitions, I realized that I liked the word quiet, that I wanted that label to define me in the light of its true meaning. I wanted to be gentle, easygoing, calm, and free from dispute or question. I changed my perception of the word quiet, the one I took to mean weak, unsure, lacking confidence, and afraid, and instead began to focus on bringing peace, gentleness, and relaxation to myself and those around me. I love the label quiet now, and that it can apply to me in a positive way. I realize that nobody has called me Quiet Crystal in a few years, but that when I am quiet in a situation now, it is in reflection and not fear. The other label that I reclassified was that of resilient. You may be thinking, what is wrong with resilience? Shouldn't this have been one of your starred words from the beginning? Resilient, according to Merriam-Webster.com, means to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Yes, that sounds like a good thing to me, you may be saying. But did you catch that last part? Recover from misfortune or change? This is the part of being resilient that I did not like. I was sick and tired of recovering from misfortune or change. There were times when my pit seemed so deep, so dark, so lonely, and so impossible that I was certain I was done trying to get out of it. Thankfully, my Creator did give me the label resilient. He has given it to you too. He built it into our human spirits, and He is always by our side, reaching out His hand to pull you and me up out of the pit of despair. Reach out your hand to Him. He also gave me my husband, my children, my parents, and other family members and friends that have come alongside me, adding their resilience to mine. This is the meaning of life. So as you can see through this act of reclassification, I came to love, honor, and be grateful for the label of resilience and quiet. Act 8, the act of reclassification. 1. Read your list again, giving pause and thought to each word. Look them up in the dictionary. 2. Look at each word in light of itself. Maybe if you have dealt with some of your other labels, this one can actually be a positive one for you. Maybe just perceiving it in a different light can make it a positive one for you. See you in the Facebook group, and next time for Act 9, the act of removal.